Hanna Gerlander.
And I'm Nora Freed.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines. Oh, Hannah.
Oh my God.
That was the best we've done
It
yet.
feels amazing to have that out of the way.
Yeah.
Before we would chat for so long. And I knew like the podcast cannot start until we say that.
Yeah.
But you want to know what I did? Which is so like episode 3 of me. I had so much fun chatting with you, not about Sex and the City, that episode 3, that I just deliberately took a little less notes on the episode just so we would have more time to gab. Can know for anyone who's like a major fan, like there's a ton of, not like, I was gonna say there's a ton of other podcasts you can listen to if you want it broken down.
You can just fuck off if you want.
I just think we had so much fun in episode 3 with the chatting.
Yes.
So I was just wanted to leave a little room for that.
You know what? Honestly, Hannah, thank you. And I did the same kind of.
Yeah. We're just, by the end of this, like, we're just going to be like, and the finale was good. So anyway, Nora, what were you up to this week?
So what's going on? I actually did get feedback from a listener that they loved our little stories because they felt like they weren't like huge Sex and the City people, but they just loved us, which is like so flattering.
I'm a big podcast listener, and there's a couple podcasts where like I love them so much that whenever they bring on a guest, I'll skip that episode because I'm like, I really can't meet someone new today.
Yeah.
Like I just want my girls doing what they do best.
And the thing is like, and then if someone doesn't like us, which I'm sure there's a big group of people who don't.
Tiny group.
Tiny
group.
It's a huge, big.
We're so just like...
And there's a giant group that hates us.
After launching, we're very aware.
I'm just saying, we also have just Sex and the City fans who are like, I need to get my my shot.
Yeah, Nora is.
You know what? Like my Sex and the City. I need to shoot up. Heroin.
I need my
drug
dose.
My dose of Sex and the City. I don't care where it comes from.
I'll get it from anyone. Even those girls that everyone famously hates. I just want to address a couple of things for the pod. So for everyone listening, you're listening to episode 4. Like I believe it's February 15th. It's the day after Valentine's Day. I know that that's where you are, but where we are is we have not seen each other in a month. Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, my vacation with my boyfriend all just happened. The 4 major holidays. And literally yesterday, we launched the first episode. So like, just so you guys know, like you're listening to an episode and you're like, okay, I'm in there. Are a couple episodes deep. But for us, like things have like just started happening. And I'm keeping my coat on for anyone watching on YouTube. I'm just like really cold. And when I took it off, I thought I could like be strong enough, but I really shivered. So I don't want to be shaking. I don't want to be like shaking on the pod.
If I get shivery, I'm gonna throw my coat on.
I'm also someone that when I get nervous, I shiver a little bit, even if I'm like not cold. And I think I'm a little nervous because we haven't done this in a minute. We were doing it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And now we've taken a little break and I'm like, what if we've lost it? We haven't. But
No.
Your nails.
I know
with
my
the
nails are my
Diet
Christmas
Coke.
nails with the Diet Coke.
Looks really good.
And my shirt's see-through, and like, so I'm not gonna.
Everyone zoom in.
Zoom in when you need to.
Our shoes are off.
And our shoes.
I'm wearing a big long coat. Our shoes are off.
We're ready to go.
And one last thing before we get started. I'm gonna say the Christ comparison on the pod, I think. No?
Just
okay. Well, everyone can kind of just like,
yes.
What
Sorry.
were you thinking of?
I thought you were going to say something else. Just say it.
What other Christ thing are we
we
talking?
need to get into the episode. Let's talk about Christ
at
later.
The end.
Sure.
Fine. I'm gonna maybe skip a note to get into my Christ thing. Okay. Do you want me to tell you the highlights? I took the highlights down from the episode.
Okay. Well, this episode, so this is Valley of the 20-something guys, which is very close to my heart, honestly. I feel like I say that with every episode, but this one especially, I was like, wow, been there.
This one also I felt like was the most fun to watch, most relatable, and like beginning to start, I was like, if I was someone who wasn't in love with the series like we are, I think this episode would like sell me on it.
In fact, I saw online that this was Carrie's SJP's one of her favorite episodes of the entire season.
Wow.
So yeah, I think she enjoyed it too.
Is the it's like the best part of Sex and the City was like hearing them talk about stuff that like we all deal with, and then seeing that everybody was like loving it and agreeing and like talking about it. Like, and I think in other episodes so far, we're not dealing with that stuff.
Yeah.
But we've all been asked to do anal.
I'm really jumping into that part. Yeah. So that was interesting. And I was going to bring that up with you because so Charlotte gets asked to do anal after dinner, which I thought was really weird. I was like a before dinner kind of thing.
I also
sorry, not to get like too graphic, but like
I also thought it was weird that he said it like a big step in a relationship is sex. He said it like famously. It's a big deal to say like, let's have anal sex. Okay, for those of you who didn't watch the episode, Charlotte goes on a date with this guy who, what were her big three?
Her big three were...
She says that the guy is great. He has her big three that she looks for in a man.
Looks, manners, money.
Yeah.
Which honestly, same.
I know. I was like, that's a really good list.
That's a good one.
And obviously I'm with someone, but I was like, God forbid that ends, which it won't. But I was like, that will be my standard going forward.
Well, I was going to ask you what your big three were. And are they looks, manners, and money?
I think they're definitely looks.
Okay.
Actually, looks, manners, and I don't know, like some combo, not money. I don't care about money. I have no money where I cannot be picky because God forbid somebody ever was looking at that in me. I'd have like the biggest fit. Someone was like, you don't make a lot of money. Yeah. I would be jarred. Like I think
because I don't make a lot of money, I would love for someone else to do it for me.
Okay. I'm opposite. I would like us both to be like hustling at the same time and then win.
No, I want them to hustle too, but I want their hustle to be making a lot of money. And mine's like, if it makes money, it makes money.
You're doing the best you can.
I'm just a little woman,
You're just a little girl.
I'm just a little girl.
Trying her hardest in a big city. No, because me and Wolf, I think, are both in similar boats of making no money. Except the big difference is he has family money that is sitting there waiting for him to.
Is he going to like your dog?
I mean, I think people know. He just has no access to it. I think it's not, I don't know if it's until someone dies or when he gets a certain age where like, I mean, my dad is dead and the Veterans Association, they were like, oh yeah, call us. We'll have money for you now that he's passed. And they were like, sorry, different guy, no money for you, ma'am.
Right.
He was poor. And I was like, I knew that. I just didn't need you guys to tell me
I didn't get any money either, if that makes you feel better.
It's such I did when my grandpa died. That was huge for us. So when I was working at this deli, the woman who owns it was talking to me about how she's so jealous that her brother is getting more inheritance than her. And I told her the story of when my grandpa died. And he left us $200 and we used it to buy a Wii. And I think then she realized like, I shouldn't have mentioned this story to the employee I paid $10 an hour to. But yeah.
So it's looks.
Oh my God.
It's
manners, money.
Manners, money. And yours are looks.
Looks, manners for sure. And I think like patience, kindness. I need someone who's chill.
Yeah.
Like the way I freak out about things, if somebody ever like freaked out back at me like that, I'd be like, ew.
Yeah.
Like I need someone who's like really mellow.
Okay. Yeah. I think Wolf really does fit those.
He does.
Buckets.
I do need someone who has like the charm and the manners, but also like I like to talk. I need someone who's going to be a little quiet sometimes.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want to ever be like fighting to run a convo with my boyfriend. Ew.
Right. I think, those are good ones.
What are yours?
Like those. I guess looks definitely. I mean,
I hate to say it.
Yeah, we hate to say it, but like be hot.
Just be hot. Looks. We're all looks. Some of you are pretending you're better than us.
Yeah.
But we're all looks.
And I would say humor. They have to get my humor because I've had some guys that I've dated who don't get it. And it's like, we can barely make it through the second date. Like, it's just like, they're not getting, they can't. And then we can't riff. We can't riff.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
we like can't, it's not working.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gave that analogy last time when we were talking about who I wanted someone to kind of like, you know where I'm going with this? The choke. You don't know what I'm thinking?
You wanted... Oh, yes.
The choke.
Yes.
I want someone, and this
From
is
the back.
metaphorically, metaphorically, I'm looking for someone who can choke me, but from behind.
Yes.
So it's like, I think I need to be the more dominant social presence probably, right? Just because I don't know, I just can't shut the fuck up. And then, but you know, when we're hanging out, like they're choking me, but like
hanging out like okay. Gotcha.
But it's like, they're like,
from the back, like, which is extra power.
I don't know how, when I first said this, I felt like it was so artistic and beautiful. And now it's like turning into a creepy.
Well, I think I think sometimes what happens is I just need a second to get the vision. Like when we were on the call the other night and you said, we're not losers, we're comedians. And I had no idea what that was referencing. But no, I'm not. But I'm saying like, sometimes you say things and I will get it and I will feel the exact same way. You just use different words than I would.
I'm so sorry.
Like I now know what you mean by the choke you from behind.
Like I just need someone who's like, with me, they can be dominant and they can like, I'm not just saying sexually, I'm saying like when we are hanging out, they can like be a little controlling. It's fine. Like I'm like a little like, oh, little lady. But when we're like, you know, I'm gonna have the mic when we're out.
See, I absolutely want you to choke me from behind. If the whole entire time you're like kissing the top of my head and you're like, I love you. Are you okay?
Oh, okay.
The whole time.
Okay.
And now I'm not talking sexually.
Okay.
I'm just saying like, I want someone who's controlling, but also is like, is this okay?
My three are looks, choke me from behind. And no, I think looks, humor, and I think probably loyalty.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. Like, you know, like I know that like we're each other's homies. You know, that's nice.
Like no matter what happens, like, I can trust.
Like I have your back.
Solid.
Yeah,
we're solid.
You're not like gonna run away. I'm not running away.
No
like,
one's
if I do run away, like I'm sorry. It's like it just happened.
Okay,
like,
so you might run away.
I might run away, but like you can't.
But you can't, and you have to understand that I ran away, but I'm coming back.
No, but and then I mean, if there's a fourth option, sure, throw in some money.
Yeah,
why not? Pay for this podcast, whatever.
I think for me, I really am someone who like so desperately wants to make my own type of like fortune and money that like it is not attractive to me that anyone is buying me stuff like that. And that I think if I was a little smarter, I would let that go. And I would let people be rich and take care of me.
I feel like we will get to that point, but I'm just trying to, in the meantime, get the funds going. Just get some spending cash, and then eventually we're going to be. We don't need to even have this conversation. We'll be like just qualities of a person. No money is even needed
because we're wealthy.
Because we're already wealthy.
We're
but
new money.
We do need someone to kind of like be, you know, clips, like stuff like that. You know,
I know.
But anyway, so. Another quote that I just, the Charlotte
really
quote.
Quick.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Can I just go all the way back and say the highlights of what happened this episode?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Before we break it all down.
Go for it.
So episode 4, Valley of 20-something Guys. Carrie's big question this episode is, are men in their 20s the new designer drug? Which I thought was dramatic, in my opinion, but we'll get into it. Highlights of the episode is Carrie, Miranda, and Samantha are like flirting around and dating 20-something-year-old guys. Carrie and Big kind of go back and forth on trying to plan a date and plan a drink the whole episode. And Charlotte considers having anal sex. Now, sorry, just for anyone who like, I don't know when people are going to be watching the episode versus listening to this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you know do you see who's calling me right now?
No.
Or you can't read from here?
No.
The guy who asked us to order him a sweatshirt is calling me on Instagram. Okay, sorry. Anyway, this is just so random. Anyway, if anyone's like is watching the episode after we talk about it, that's to refresh your memory. That's what's happening.
And I feel like there are some just like diehard fans that are just like, I know what episode you're talking about.
And I'm impressed by them.
Yeah, we love them. We love you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes was when Sam comes in with the martinis that Skipper wasn't able to retrieve from the bar. And he says, I was a waiter at TGI Fridays. Was it TGI Fridays?
There were so many like references that were like so random.
Like, I was a waiter at TGI Fridays. It's like,
do they even make martinis there?
I don't even know if they make martinis there.
No offense to the franchise. He's calling again. He needs this hoodie order. I was keeping that for time, but now I'll just use that. Also, another reference they made that he needs the hoodie order. Quick context, this guy that was
I thought you were about to pick up. That's why I was like, no, don't do that.
This guy who was a regular at this bar I used to work at really liked the hoodie I wore in episode 3 that said, "Are we sluts?" which is one of the Sex and the City episodes. And he just DM'd our Instagram, assumed this was our merch when we just launched yesterday, and was like, "I'll take the Are We Sluts hoodie in large, please." No credit card information, no address. And now he's calling me on Instagram.
He's probably
twice
following up.
He's probably like, I need that hoodie. Sorry, just so you know who we're referencing.
Another thing, a fun fact, was that Sam's tongue piercing in the beginning scene where she's like, he sticks out his tongue.
Oh, I know exactly what
it's not real.
Really?
And the camera cuts to a shot of someone else's tongue piercing.
That makes sense why it was such a jump scare.
Yes.
Because I literally, I jumped out of my seat. It zoomed in. It's really quick.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
You know in The Exorcist, how they like throughout that movie, they like pop up that scary face just to like cause the viewers to be anxious. That I felt like that was what they were doing.
Yeah, so
it was causing me a lot of anxiety. He was doing it. Also, like, how would she not notice by then? Can't you tell? I could tell if you had a tongue ring right now.
Really? Well, I would make it. I would talk about it all the time.
I can see your tongue clearly.
I'd be like, yeah.
Be like, sorry, I can't really talk about my tongue ring in. I'm really embarrassed I did that. That was like such a stupid voice.
No, I loved it.
It's like they obviously could talk 5.
Wait, can you do the Steve voice again just to kind of set the tone?
Moanda?
Sorry, I didn't mean to like put you on the spot there.
Do you know what I almost did, which would have like canceled the whole podcast? I almost did Steve Harvey. Oh. I was like, if that's what the lady wants.
If that's what she wants, I gotta give my girl what she wants.
Steve Harvey, Family Feud. Okay, so yeah, the episode kind of opens with them at this nightclub. What was the name of the nightclub? I don't remember.
It's not Chaos.
No, Chaos really is in my head. And
Chaos
anything
rules.
else they've been, I don't know if they're just not saying the name.
Yeah.
But I will remember Chaos. And that's an amazing club name.
Do you think
when
it
this
exists?
takes off, we can open Chaos.
Yeah, duh. Okay, perfect.
Oh my God, we're not going to need anyone's money.
Yeah. I mean, the goal, I want to make it very clear. I want to make my own money. It doesn't seem to be happening right now. Okay, actually, just a quick segue. We had a viewer or listener who was like, Nora, you are Charlotte. And I was like,
wait, but why?
She was reading me to filth.
Why?
And I realized she was like, Nora, think about the video. Think about the part when we don't have to get into this too much. We can save it for when she gets
No, I'm
there.
shocked.
But she just, my fluster of, she said specifically, I was having sex with this guy and I mentioned at the end, I was like, so do you want to watch Real Housewives of New York or Beverly Hills? Like right at the end of it. And he was like, are you kidding me? Like we're still hooking up. Like
that's a nice offer.
And that's very Charlotte, I guess, of me. And then also, which I kind of can see, like if Real Housewives is on, she'd be like, so do you want to watch?
Yeah.
And then
she'd want to like put on her comfort show.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, we're done. Like, let's go. Let's
be cozy.
Yeah. And then also the part in, I believe it's the Dubai trip. Or no, it's not the Dubai trip. It's when they go on some trip and in her movie, and her water breaks. And right after she says to Big, I cursed you from hell. She was like, Nora, that's very you.
See, I can see how you are Charlotte. It's just the like uppityness and the outfits. And I think she's cute and
aesthetically
cute,
I think
but
we're not. Yeah.
I think it'd be shocking to look at you and be like such a Charlotte.
Yeah, sorry, I'm burping.
I was
burping now because of our Diet Cokes. I'm sorry. We literally just talked about this, but it's like,
if you guys don't like the burping, log off.
Yeah,
log off.
Unfollow.
There's
unsubscribe.
No way they can hear it. We're doing this.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
What was I gonna say?
Also another thing about Sam, the 20-year-old, the 20-something. I know we talked about this. Like, like off the pod, and I want to bring it here, is like, it is so not hot to have a businessman next to like a punk dude. Like it is like, it just like belittles the businessman so hard.
It really did.
And like, I do love businessmen, like don't get me wrong, but like punk guys just will always take over in the sexy zone.
Yeah, I thought Big, when he shows up at the club, first things first, I know that like the whole point of Big is like he's wrong, but he's right. And that's obviously, for anyone who's watched the whole show, like that's you know, Big is never like the perfect available right guy. Like that's why for Carrie, you know, that's kind of what she wants in some ways, is like the whatever. But like in this episode, he was really pissing me off. I cannot believe, like, I don't think I would have tolerated that.
Oh, the like, I'm going to come to the club, then I'm actually not going to come to the club, then I'm late, then I was looking for you.
I was waiting outside, and then I was looking for you, and I didn't find you, and now I have to go. It's like, this was the plan. Then you canceled on me. Now you're here. I was thinking you weren't coming. Just like, don't bother me. And to agree with what you're saying, he did not look right at that club.
No, he looked like a loser.
It looked not good
and
for him.
Sam was crushing it.
Sam does not look 20.
Yeah, so we did look it up, and Sam was 30 in that specific episode.
So we had to do some real acting to get into this role.
But yeah, they said 20 something, so we don't know exactly. But when we get to the fucking apartment, did they do a great job?
Literally,
the mannequin killed me.
I was like, I know where this house is. Like, it's down the block.
Yes,
like,
every guy I've hooked up with who's really like the really, really bad ones, mannequin. Always.
Where are they getting them?
I have no idea where they're getting them. They're always in Bushwick, and they always have a mannequin. And also the bathroom is so telling.
Yep.
And I won't say where you did this, but I loved when one time
I don't know what you're talking about.
One time we were at someone's house, and we were kind of checking out you know, the men and at the house, and you you weren't, you were doing it for me, and you took a picture of the bathroom and sent it to me, and we're like, Nora, this is what his bathroom looks like. We were at this guy's house, and we were hanging out, and I was like, thank you so much, because it gives you so much insight into someone. And also, he had some good product.
He had some good products.
Survey.
A little messier than we would hope for, but that's being a 20-something boy. Yeah. My thing about the bathroom is like, if I'm having sex at your apartment, I'm going to be having some really vulnerable moments by myself in your bathroom. Either some before prep for myself, like that sounds like I'm taking prep. Didn't it sound like I did? Either like before we hook up, like I'm having a moment where I'm like wiping out boob sweat. I'm just putting some weird scented lotion you have like near my vagina. If this is not what other people do, then I'm embarrassed. I'm admitting this.
No. Or wait, after, you put perfume on your vagina?
If ever, okay, so if I don't, obviously this is a non-starter because I haven't had sex with anyone other than Wolf in 2 years, but back in the day, first things first, I always had a rule. If you want to have sex with me, you have to come to my apartment. If you won't come to my apartment, the door is closed. My apartment is just, it's all my stuff is there. 1, my room is really clean. 2, I want to have sex in my bed. 3, end of story, right? I've been to very few men's apartments, okay, where we weren't seeing each other already. I've only done like a few one-night stands at someone else's place. It's always at my place. But like if I did not expect to have sex, like if I didn't like pre-think like I'm having sex tonight, right? And I'm at a guy's house, I'll go in the bathroom and I wipe the boob sweat.
Yeah,
and
you
then
always have to wipe the boob sweat.
You got to wipe the boob sweat. And then I'll look for some scented product just to put
in his.
That's
like,
why
you're going to put like Old Spice in your vagina?
No. I look for like a lotion or even like a body wash.
Oh.
I'm not putting it in my vagina, just on the inside of my thighs. So it seems like,
sorry, I kept saying in your vagina.
I know. I was like, no, hold on.
Like, Nora, just let me fucking finish.
Something to like, I'm always worried about poop. Like, even though I wipe really good, I want to get off this mic. Like, and I have a bidet, so like things are clean. But if I'm not expecting to have sex, certain prep hasn't been taken. Preparation, I'm going to finish the word. You all know what prep is. And I'm counting on you to have some decent bathroom that I can use to prepare myself to perform with you.
Yes.
So that is why the bathroom, if I went in that man's bathroom and that was a one night stand, Sam from the episode, and that was a one night stand, I don't know if I could do it. I'd be like, there's nothing in here for me to put between my thighs. There wasn't even
toilet paper.
No.
It was crazy.
I did think the writing on the walls though was a little much. I'm like, do they own this place? Like,
I've been to some weird like lofts.
Yeah.
You know, this is my loft.
When I saw the loft, I was like, I can name 10 guys right now. I know they have a loft. I know they're walking up a ladder to bed.
And the pizza everywhere. Yeah. And I do have to say that he had a back poster that I really loved.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. And I was like, that's a good album.
It was, for me, it was his little gross behind the bed nightstand.
The candle was stressing me out.
I literally was like, this is a level of like thoughtlessness that only a single 20-something guy would have, to be having a tapestry on the wall and be having sex. Carrie has hair. Like, I was like,
it's insane. But
it's insane.
This is the problem though.
Tell me.
Lay it out.
Tell me.
The problem is that as men get older, at least in New York, they then think that they have interior design capabilities that they execute that are really upsetting. Yeah. And you almost are like, I kind of want you to throw a mannequin back in here. Like, this is really bad. Like, I hooked up with that guy. He was like a bodybuilder. Not like he was really hot. And we went on a date, went back to his place, and he was like, at the time I was working in home design, and he was like, Nora, you're going to love my place. And I was okay. He's like, you're just going to love it. Like, I worked so hard. And I kid you not, I walked into his house and he had gallery walls of inspirational quotes that you get from like IKEA or Target.
Oh my
Like, literally, you know, those like canvases that are printed out, like, live your life or else, the waves of the ocean. Sorry, that was a terrible quote.
I know exactly
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know that quote.
Live your life like the waves of the ocean.
Yeah.
The craziest one was that he had integrity over his desk, and the grit was in all capitals. And then like literally as we were making out on his couch, it just said dream. And then there were like, he probably had at least 45 inspirational quotes all over his wall.
Is he okay?
And he was like,
is he like a low in his life? So he looked
at me and he was like, do you like the quotes? And I was like, no.
Also, they're encouraging you to dream bigger. Like, I bet women are going in, reading those quotes, they're leaving. They're like, I can do better. I gotta go.
He was
bodybuilder workout people like that.
Yeah,
they love like a motto.
You go in my bathroom. I have a creepy.
Wait, do you have like a quote?
But I'm not gonna buy them from Target.
Do you have like a quote though, like for working out that like always like?
Of course, I have like a.
Do you want to tell me one? I'll tell you one.
Give me your quote.
Kendall Toole, my favorite Peloton instructor.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
She, at the end of every class, they can knock you down, but they can't knock you out. Stay in the fight. Oh. And when we say it in this moment, I'm like, I don't like that anyone knows that. But when you've just worked out, like so hard and you're drenched in sweat and you got up early to do it. And then she's like, they can knock you down, but they can never knock you out. Like, stay in the fight. I'm like, and that's what I do on this bike every day.
Hell yeah.
I love it when she says that.
I love Tunde. I took 2 of her classes.
She's really good.
I love her so much.
Wait, what's your workout quote? And then we can talk about that.
It's not really a workout. Nike did it great. I mean, the Just Do It is such a good, just do it. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, no excuses was one for a really long time. That was kind of toxic. And then I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. It's like, no excuses. My quote, though, for life is growth is uncomfortable.
That's good.
And so every time I'm like working out or maybe, even on a shitty date, I'm like, this is uncomfortable. We're both growing from this.
Yep.
We're going to leave with some growth.
Yeah. And
the growth might be away from you.
But if that is what it takes, I
might be growing away from you.
Which will be uncomfortable for you.
But you still have to say that you want me, but I'm going to be heading out.
Okay. I haven't looked at this.
Okay.
All time we've talked. So wait, you say something.
Okay. What I was going to say is
I've written here.
Carrie said at one point in the show, she said, but I couldn't help but wonder, what do they see in us regarding the 20-year-olds? She's like, I understand why we love the 20-year-olds. Yeah. And she was like, what do they see in us 30-year-olds? And this was the commentary of the interview with the guys. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, it's a little true. It's a little, he said, women in their 30s are so grateful. It's like every bullshit nice thing you do is like throwing food to the starving. Incredibly misogynistic, but honestly, I'm so grateful when a guy is just like baseline respectful of me now. I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. And it's like,
this scene was jarring because it was like so upsetting.
It hurt.
The first time I watched it, I was so grossed out, especially like, smart pussy, like that was awful. Or that
like
quote
knows a lot. One of them was they give great head and know a lot about wine, and like I mean, it is true.
It is true. Also, it's true. The guy who just like admitted they remind him of his mother. Yeah, and it's
that's
true.
Also true.
I know that there are men who are comforted by an older woman because they have some mommy issue going on.
Yes,
and like. I don't know. That was upsetting, but then I was watching it and like, obviously I've never been a 30-something dating a 20-something, but I've been a 20-something dated by a 30-something. And it was kind of similar what I was seeing in the 30-something. I really liked how similar Carlos was to my father.
We're back to Carlos.
Yeah. And you know what else I like?
What else did you like?
I like how similar Wolfgang is to my father.
Maxim's laughing in the back.
Wolf, pray to God.
Well, you know what's really crazy about you saying that? That there's actually, sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's okay. You were pointing before at me and I was like, I'm in trouble.
Really?
You were like reading, you're like, and
sorry,
then
I'm watching
Charlotte
way
said,
too much Housewives.
That's okay. Don't bring it up.
We're going to have to do an episode. And I was going to talk to you about this offline, but I'll just say it right now. Yeah. We're going to have to do an episode where we align Real Housewives characters to the core Sex and the City cast.
Okay.
And do
Brony?
like, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, now probably Salt Lake too. I don't know.
Okay.
And if we have to do Potomac and, Jersey. Then then we'll throw them in there. But I would love to do that cross comparison.
And that'll be good for the Patreon.
Yes. And I also have a feeling that our viewers, our listeners are maybe interested in that.
Yeah.
Or at least I am.
Yeah. And if you are, that means someone else has to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like we're surprised by what people enjoy. You never know. You never know.
I'm into it. Yeah.
Wait, but what were you saying before that? Or was that what we were saying?
We were saying,
it's okay. If we don't remember, I have notes that I must tell you.
Okay, then tell me those. Oh, we were talking about guys in their 30s and going back to them. And I...
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? I literally just confessed that I like that my boyfriend is like my dead father.
Yes. And I was going to say, there's a study that women are attracted to the sense of their fathers. And that when they take birth control, they did a whole study. And after the birth control, the women were then given the same sense and they didn't like their fathers. So it changes your hormones. So they did like a whole study where they had women that were
going to be like attracted to Wolf when I take the Nexplanon out of my arm.
Sorry, I just burped.
It's not a time to go silent.
No. I don't know. I think you will. But it's something about smell.
Okay.
So it's like we're attracted to the smell of someone more than we are their visuals.
Gotcha.
Or their appearance, which they did through studies. And then also there was a
being on birth control
sub-study.
messes up your hormones, which means the different smells are good and bad to you.
Yeah. And then there was some creepy thing about women and their fathers. Well, basically I was saying it's scientifically okay for you to say that.
And you know what? Every time that I did something similar, I mean, Wolf didn't admit this, but when we were on vacation with his family, anytime his mom did something and then later in that day I did something similar, she would say to me, "You're so right for him." And I was like, why? Because I'm acting like you in my head. And like Wolf would just be like quiet, like I'm spinning like a bat, like just watching it happen, and was like, I don't know what she's talking about. And then I was like, maybe we're both dealing with something with each other.
Yeah.
But we found something really good.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, I think it makes sense that you like this.
Yeah. but he's not exactly like my dad. Anyway, what I wrote, a couple of things I wrote.
Yeah.
Miranda could not be dressed more freaking gay than in this episode. I cannot believe, actually, now rewatching it, knowing what happens in And Just Like That, I cannot believe
no one talked to her.
Like, that is nuts. Like, that thin tie. That
she looked amazing.
She looks great, but she looks gay.
Yeah.
So
no. She's definitely giving some queer energy.
What was the woman that she was set up with? The woman she was set up with. Remember, she kisses her.
Oh, Sid.
I'm like, call Sid.
Yeah, no, call Sid.
I mean, I want to really call Sid. Cool with you being like really not cool. So
yeah, call Sid. Call Sid.
Well, obviously the name. I was gonna say that should be the name of our episode.
Call Sid from episode 2.
I also wrote, when I wanted to kill Carrie.
Oh my God, now you have now Hannah's holding a pen and she's sticking it.
Yeah, because
sticking it in the air
was so annoying.
Yeah.
And especially like, I know what girl Carrie was, especially like before I lost weight, like this girl was just the worst to me. When Carrie is at the bar, when Carrie is at the second club with Sam, like her and Samantha leave with these guys, and there's no room on the couch, and she goes, and he like pulls her to his lap, and she goes, "I'm not too heavy, am I?"
Oh my God, that was like,
Carrie, you don't even want to know the sounds I've heard men make when I've sat on them. Okay,
that was hell.
That was infuriating.
Yeah, that was hell.
Too many times I've heard, "Oh," and I'm like, "What's that about? Am I too heavy?" They're like, "Yes, get up."
I had a guy who like was like, "Can I please be on top?" And I was like, "No, I want to." And then I realized I was like crushing them. It's like, oh, okay.
But then I got so, wait, can I tell just a side graphic story?
Of course.
Well, this started, I'm hooking up with guys. I'm having this lap situation. No one wants me on their lap, whatever. And I'm hooking up with this guy, and he's like, he wants to 69, right? And when you have a vagina and you're hooking up with someone with a penis, the vagina should be on top in the 69. But I was just, for some reason, I couldn't visualize how I would be laying. Like, you don't put your weight on someone when you're 69. Like, you're pretty much holding yourself up. But I was like really nervous that I was going to be too heavy. Like, my vagina was going to be like too heavy on his face. So I was like, no, I want you on top. And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I did not do the math that there would be balls in my eyes. I did not do the math that if he's on top, first things first, you're getting choked. If you throw up, you're dying, okay? The dick is all the way down your throat and there's balls in your eyes. But I had to commit. I couldn't be like, "Oh my God, I'm so wrong. I don't care how heavy my vagina is. You have to let me get up there."
I love the idea of like how heavy your vagina is.
I don't know if I thought I was just going to be like laying, like you plank a little bit when you sit. You're on your knees. Like, what did I think was going to be happening? It was my first time 69ing.
Okay. Well, I mean, now you know.
Now I know. And now
growing every day.
I'm on top.
Growth is uncomfortable.
And
growth is kind of uncomfortable.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So that was really crazy. And I do have to say though, Samantha's guy, way hotter than Sam.
Yeah.
What was his name? John with no H.
The chef.
The chef. New York's hottest chef.
Really hot.
I was like, whoa, Sam's a loser.
And also when they were hooking up, and like, I know that she ended it because she learned he liked the wrinkles, and that was like, to her, did not make her feel sexy. But I'm like, he like just loves you. Like, he thinks you're sexy, like, despite your age. Like, I feel like Samantha stopping hooking up with him because he mentioned her wrinkles shows more about Samantha's insecurity than her problem with him. Like, if Wolf said to me, like, I love, I'm trying to think of something I'm insecure about. This is now just a brag. If Wolf said, okay, I guess like my stomach isn't like as flat as like maybe I guess I would want it.
You look beautiful.
But if he said like, if he like squeezed like the bottom of my stomach and was like, "I love your pouch," I don't know, your bottom stomach, your belly or whatever, that would really turn me off, but just because I'm insecure about it, not because like it's bad that Wolf loves that about me.
I think Samantha is insecure about her wrinkles.
But right? I was like, I think it's nice that he said that. He thinks and her boobs look so good.
Yeah, her boobs looks amazing.
I'm showing that to the doctor.
Yeah, for
Give
sure.
me those. They're standing up all on their own.
I know. Those
nipples
so
are
pretty.
Right to the ceiling while she's on her back.
Yeah, she's.
Mine have one eye out the door, one eye out the window. Like. Mine are scanning the room. Okay. Samantha's, they don't know. They don't have peripheral vision. I was jealous.
I did kind of think for a second, I kind of like clutched onto my neck and I was like, should I be putting like lotion or something on it?
I know.
And also I was talking about this the other day because I was talking to some of my friends about Botox and how that's like a whole thing. And like people our age now are like getting Botox.
Yeah.
And I just like a little bit, like there's that place called like Peachy where you can just do like a little tiny. And someone was like, Nora, you should not do Botox. Your whole career of comedy is based on your expressions. You have to be able to like move your brow. And I was like, that's so real. So I'm just gonna have to be like a wrinkly old hag my whole life, hopefully to get some money.
I don't think anyone would describe you. You said your whole life as if like that's what's happening to you now. But like also, I think we're forgetting like, yes, it is true that some people age poorly. But some people age beautifully. And so many people are like taking that away from themselves and now aging poorly because of like what they've done to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, just kidding. I was going to like name a couple, but I was like, that's too gossipy. But also like, it's really like.
Honestly, we can name, I'm sorry, but you're like, who?
I was like, I don't know who
Charlotte and just like that.
Yeah,
like she took the filler out. Did you notice that?
No.
And then just like that, in the second season, she takes the filler out and she looks so much better. And it's like
these women are
Charlotte,
beautiful.
just like, yeah, exactly. And we love that SJP just like she always just goes natural.
I know. And she looks gorgeous.
She looks amazing.
Also, like, if you have money, you already have the healthiest food options. The best
is eat a carrot. You'll be fine.
Right. Like I'm like, you have access to like great food, expensive vitamins, a personal trainer, like the best skincare. Like, why don't we take down the price on Botox and leave it for the poor people who don't have that option?
That's a great.
Because like if you have all that stuff, you're probably going to age beautifully. Like you have.
I'd vote for that.
I'm running for office on that platform.
Let's get the Botox prices
I do
down.
have another platform if I were to run for office, but I'll tell you it offline. Just remind me, okay?
I cannot wait.
Wait. So my favorite scene in the whole show, those girls in the car discussing anal sex. And what I want to know, they all have a different.
Picked each other up. It was so beautiful.
The cutest thing ever.
It was so cute.
All for little Char, who is such little sister energy.
Yeah.
Like she is not making a decision without asking her sisters.
Yeah.
But they all had like really different opinions. And I was wondering like who you think, if like your friend gets in the car and there's Charlotte, who are you? Like what's your stance?
Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
I'm Charlotte.
I think I'm Miranda. Like Miranda's case is like, it's gonna depend on how he views you for having butt sex. Like if having butt sex to this guy is like, that's the one for me. This is what I enjoy the most sexually. So like if I love this girl, I think she's beautiful. We're having fun. Like if we can do this, like she's the one, then you should do it. But she's like, if he's gonna lose respect for you because you're the one who was willing to do it, then you can't do it.
Right. Like, I think I'm Charlotte because I also would be, I don't think I've ever had someone be like, can we have anal? It's like,
I wrote here,
tell me your thoughts on anal. Okay.
So you haven't had anal sex?
I haven't had anal sex. It's just not something that gets me excited.
Okay.
There have been times where there's been a slip up. And in those slip ups, I've realized that I'm really not excited about it. Okay. Exactly. So,
okay. I think almost everyone knows how that feels.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? That's totally fine that some people like this. And I'm just not one of those people. And I think that's the case. So, I would probably call you. We'd get in the car, we'd get in the Uber.
I feel the same way as Miranda and as Sam. Like if you if someone has asked you to have anal sex and your only like hang up is like, what will he think? But like you personally, like if you took all that away, it's not really that big a deal. I'd be like, a hole's a hole. Like, just do it then. But if like, you know, like if you were like, I don't think it's that big a deal, but like, why would he ask me? Like if your hang up is on like what he's thinking, I'd be like, do it for you. If you want to have anal sex,
in the moment and it's like, that's the vibe, ask the question then. Don't plan for after dinner.
Yes, you do need to plan for anal, but you don't need to tell someone that you want to have anal sex and then not see them for like a week later until the date. Like that's a lot to be thinking about for a while, right? It's a lot. Like that's something that you talk about at dinner and then do that night.
And this might just be from conversations I've had with my many gay friends, my gay male friends, but just
my many
gay male friends. But what I understand is that you don't want to be like eating a big meal before it.
That's true.
And so that's what and that totally makes sense. So I'm like, that's why I'm like,
I guess
confused.
That's why he gave her the prep. That keeps the
prep. She doesn't,
the heads up.
But he still said after. But so he's basically saying eat a salad at dinner.
Yeah,
because I'm about to fuck you in the ass after. I'm gonna rail you in the ass after.
I mean, I've never had anal sex. I've had not many offers, but I've had a lot of guys really want to do that with me. I don't know what about me is giving off. Like I gotta put it in her butt, but like it is.
You have a nice butt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, you have a good butt.
So I guess people want to put it in my butt.
I don't think anyone wants to put it in my butt, and that's okay.
Trust me, you don't want to put it in my butt. Because let me tell you,
I'm not going to eat a salad.
IBSer, it's never had a day off. That's what I'm saying. You don't want it in there because there's that on that. But I thought I'm going to get right out of that immediately.
Yeah, let's get out of the ass.
My two favorite butt
we're back in.
Quotes in the car was when he said no smoking in the cab. And Carrie,
oh my God, she's like,
sir, we're discussing up the butt. I need a cigarette because it's like, that's so.
In that moment, I'm Carrie.
You're Carrie. Like, sir, like in that, that was you.
Smoking in the cab.
They looked so cool.
To smoke in the cab.
But then also when Samantha kind of like tells when Samantha tells Charlotte, you could use it up the back hole. I was like, that is hysterical. Because we know that Samantha, like there's always a little rift between Samantha and Charlotte because Charlotte is not as fluid and comfortable and like kind of out and about her affairs as Samantha is. Like Charlotte's like more buttoned up. But I'm also like, you know, later in the show, they like have fights about like the way one talks versus the other. Have you watched the whole show? Right.
Of course. Okay. Like 75 times.
Okay, just making sure. When Samantha dates Charlotte's brother, that's their big fight because Charlotte doesn't want her brother's. It's okay.
I just whipped out my vape. But I don't know when you brought, and I don't vape. I just like, I usually smoke cigarettes.
She does right now.
But we can't smoke in here.
Yeah.
And we're talking about anal. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, you should
let us smoke.
We're talking about up the butt. Oh, also another amazing quote that I thought from this episode that was like so funny and like made me really wonder what was going on in the 90s at the Gap. Was when Carrie and Sam, first things first, how rude is Carrie ditching Miranda in the middle of their hangout to pretend she has a meeting with her editor when she's just going shirt shopping? If you did that to me
and I found out you were a Banana Republic, I would rip you a new one. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me,
Also,
Hannah?
it was all
we were having an amazing day and then you go to Banana Republic.
I mean, you put on your best gay outfit to walk around with me. You put on your best skinny tie and I ditch you.
You left me in the dust.
I thought that was just crazy. I'm like, I did not understand. She out of nowhere remembers, oh my God, I have a meeting with my editor. Like, was the plan all along to pretend she forgot the meeting to go meet up with Sam for shirt shopping? I just thought
the shirt was really ugly too.
It was ugly, but they're making out in the dressing room, Banana Republic, which I thought was hot.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And then everything about them kissing, I was like, I gotta kiss my boyfriend really soon.
I was like, I have to find a 20 something. I gotta lay one on him.
Find a couple guys.
Now do you get the Landon?
Yes. I do understand what you see in him.
I will say, and I don't know. We haven't brought it up yet. My crush on Landon Barker.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I would have remembered.
Okay. It's my 20-something. Is he 20 yet?
Oh my God, Nora. I don't know.
He's in a legal zone. That's all I have to say. Is my crush is Landon Barker. I love him.
He's
so cute.
He
just
is
like
cute,
sexy.
But he is not sexy to me. To me.
I think he might be.
He's sexy to a lot of people.
To me.
You also, I understand your type. I don't know why you keep sending me TikToks. Like anytime she finds a guy attractive, sends me, she goes, okay, this is my type. And I'm like,
well, because you've set me up with some people that are not my type.
No.
So
now I understand.
And I'm sending you Landon's post.
I'm not near men that look like that.
Landon Barker?
The men I'm near, I've set you up with them.
And it might be because he is Travis Barker's son. Like I also love Blink-182 and I love Travis Barker. And I'm just like,
being like related to
if
that.
You were like, I would kill to be in that family. I don't know. That. Alabama's like really crazy.
Yeah. But to hang out with Trav.
Yeah, I'd like to hang out with him.
And to meet Courtney.
I'm not dying to hang out with her.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I love the Kardashians.
I don't.
And I
love Skims.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know that. But the Kardashians, and I watch it, but I don't love them.
I'm wearing a Skims bra and top and thong right now. Kim, if you're looking for a podcast to get in with,
she could be a guest.
I've heard, I meant like for sponsorship. I don't think she's coming on. Also, like, yeah, she could be. If Kim Kardashian wanted to be on our podcast, she's coming on.
That's our goal.
No, America First is our goal. Yeah. Kim is our dream. I don't love the Kardashians like they're my idols. Mm-hmm. But I enjoy watching them and I'm not laughing at them. Like Kim Kardashian is not someone I look up to, but I'm not like, oh my God, these women are fake. I can't stand them. I'm like, no, I want to know what happened at brunch. I'd like to know what happened. I want to know what happened at North's birthday party.
The birthday parties are crazy.
Exactly.
Okay,
we have
to
know.
Yeah, we have like 2 minutes.
We have no, because we have till 9:05. So I think, but remember, we have to do the credits. So let's just keep going.
Sorry, I just took a big old puff.
It looks really hot when it went up your nose.
Oh, I can only do a French inhale.
We have to.
Can I tell you about that?
I can only do it.
No. Let me tell you.
That's like a hot girl thing to say.
Sorry, now it's all smoky. I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry. It's
sexy.
I don't know if it's sexy for their studio though, but when I was in, this is gonna be really telling. I think I was in 8th grade. I met this boy at my high school who I thought was really hot. I'm not going to drop the name. Okay. And he was like, do you want to come in the back alley and smoke a cigarette? And I was like, so nervous. I was like, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And we went in the back alley and I took a puff and he's like, the only way that we know for sure that you inhaled is if you go like this and then like do the French inhale. I didn't do it just now, but he made me do the French inhale. And now I like, that's how I smoke all the time. And then people are like, wow, you're French inhaling. And I'm like, yeah, because so-and-so taught me in the alley when I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
Let me try it again.
Yeah, show us. Up it goes. It's really cool.
Thank you.
The first time I ever smoked a cigarette.
I didn't think
you didn't think whoever.
We're going to thank that boy.
Thank that boy in the alley. Love him. This will be the last little story I tell because mine are, I'm always like so quick and then I'm like 10 minutes later.
No, same. That was like a really,
but no,
wasn't that good of a story.
But we needed to know it.
Yeah, we needed to know.
We were talking about the French tip.
French inhale.
Thank you.
Yeah.
French tip is for the nails. The first time I smoked a cigarette, it was in college and the girl I was smoking with, she was like, it was some random girl. Like I'm drunk outside a club. She's smoking a cigarette and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do now too. That's what's happening. I asked her for a cigarette and she was like, sure. She was like, whatever. And I then like confessed to her. I was like, I've never smoked a cigarette before. And she was probably like, why the fuck am I wasting it on someone who doesn't even have an addiction? Like she doesn't even need this. Yeah. And then she said, okay. Just don't inhale it. Just like smoke and blow it right out.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
And that to this day is how I will smoke a cigarette, which is probably why I have no addiction to a cigarette and why I don't vape because it's not coming in.
You weren't in the alley with this man.
And then one time I did smoke a cigarette and I like inhaled it and I almost threw up. I was like, that is not how I'm going to enjoy my cigarettes. Like, that is really intense.
You weren't in the alley in 8th grade.
No,
you were not getting
taught how to French inhale. Honestly, that was a really nice, whoever you are, like that was so nice of her to basically save me from like getting addicted to cigarettes.
And the boy that taught me to French inhale is kind of shitty now. So thanks.
It all adds up.
And we hooked up.
Was it good?
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Just as we suspected from the boy in the alley.
There we go. But we didn't hook up in 8th grade. We hooked up like after high school ended.
Okay.
And it was bad. Okay.
But that's still, he still has boy in the alley vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah. Okay.
My final notes, I actually feel really stupid that I left my coat on this whole time. I wrote.
I love your coat.
Thank you.
Sorry, that was really delayed.
No, it's okay.
I'm just like, I love your coat.
I'm trying to see if there's anything even relevant here.
And I wish I had my coat on now too.
What I wrote for like final notes is that Carrie is so cool with how she handles Big this whole episode.
Oh my God. When she's like, here, she takes this drink, she takes a sip, she puts it down, throws him a 20. But then, and
I wrote to the next round.
I wrote this. Carrie walking 48 blocks because she left her cab fare at the table. Is the subway just not accessible to these women? Like first it was before I did the unspeakable, which is get on the subway. Right. Now she's walking 48 blocks.
And at first I thought it was to go home. Then we learned she walks 48 blocks and she's still got time in those shoes because she's at the club.
It's insane. I've actually walked around that blockage. In Eileen Fisher, like little heels, and it destroyed them. And she's like, "Oh, they're $400 shoes." I'm like, "Girl, go and get a pair of Nikes.
Literally,
like, what is going on?
Pack them in your purse if you're walking that many blocks." Also, pretty unrealistic for her to arrive at the destination like 40 something blocks later. Them to show us.
It's so. I'm like.
It's okay. I wasn't even thinking about it.
I was sorry.
They show us her feet, like when she arrives as like in her heels. Her toes should be hanging over the edge of that sandal. Anytime I walk for a long time in a sandal like that,
the foot's out. Your foot's out.
Has slid out. Hers is perfectly in it. And I know it's not real, but a producer or anyone on that show who's ever worn a pair of heels should have said like, someone push her fucking foot forward. Because if you're walking 40 feet in an open toe sandal, your toes are over the front of that heel. You're not in the sandal anymore.
Such a small detail that I love.
I paused it and explained the whole thing to Wolf. I said, that makes no frickin' sense.
That's a really good point, though. We should do some credits, though.
Well, but also the episode ends with Carrie now waiting for a call from Mr. Big.
And we'll see what happens.
And we'll see what happens. And you know what? For a 30-something, she's got amazing fucking eyesight being able to read that crossround. That's all I'll say.
That was crazy.
From where she was standing,
what'd she say?
Hinge? Hinge.
She's like, over there, that's Hinge.
I wonder if who came up with the dating app Hinge loves that Sex and the City. Like
I bet you that is. That's what it is. Also, really tiny last thing, and then we'll give a quick shout. Yeah, Maxim's like, get out. When she turns around after they have their little hee-hee, and then she turns around, that I've been like, fuck, why did I turn around?
Right.
I've done that too.
And it's watching. Like, just keep walking. You don't care.
Or I turn around and he's not looking and I'm like, okay.
And you're like, okay, well,
cool.
I got one last.
I'm going to go fucking kill myself.
Yeah, maybe we should never turn around because
we don't need to know.
Let's just assume they're watching us go.
I'm not going to turn around
none
anymore.
of my business what's happening behind me, only in front of me.
Choke me from behind.
Choke us from behind, but for me, remember to kiss my head. All right. Well, that was our podcast. We want to shout out my friend's basement student, me referencing the wall for the name, for producing our podcast. And that's the studio we record at. And Sean Curley is who sings our theme song. And yeah, you can listen to us wherever you get our podcast.
Literally everywhere. iHeart, Apple, Spotify. I don't know why I said iHeart first, but like literally anywhere.
Anywhere
you want. YouTube. You can go on YouTube.
You can believe it. YouTube. And yeah, that's our show. We know how we like to sign off.
I love you, Hannah.
I love you, Nora. That was really good.
Look at that.